中美乒乓外交50周年纪念活动于11月30日下午在华盛顿州塔科马市林肯高中举行。中国驻美大使秦刚、中国乒协主席刘国梁、乒乓球世界冠军马龙等发来视频。中国驻旧金山总领事王东华、中国四川省外事办公室美大处处长苗丽华等通过视频连线远程参加了活动。塔科马市长 Victoria Woods、Stella Coom 市长 Dick Murray 等到现场参加活动并发言。美国联邦众议员 Derek Kilmer 发来贺信。活动现场还进行了乒乓球比赛的演示，多名来自塔科马以及 Everett 的乒乓球好手展示了精湛的球技。中美乒乓外交发生在50年前。1971年4月，中国乒乓球选手庄则栋在日本名古屋参加第31届世乒赛期间，因为坐错了一辆公交车，意外结交了美国运动员 Glenn Cowan， 打开了中美两国友好的大门，开启了乒乓外交。50年以来，中美关系发生了天翻地覆的变化。此次乒乓球外交50周年纪念活动上，西雅图中文电台采访了庄则栋的生前好友 Howard Grossman 先生。
And the mayor of Tacoma, and next to me, and we had an hour of time with him here. And afterwards, President Xi invited 100 students to China. So in 2016, or 5 years ago, we traveled to China. And since then, I've been 8 different times. And what I want to emphasize here is today, this is about ping pong diplomacy, and it's about the relationship between our two countries. And in 1971, America and China weren't talking to each other. And table tennis teams came together and competed, and as a result, both countries saw, hey, we could probably work together, and that started diplomatic relations between China and the United States. And when President Xi was here, it was a great visit, but after our trip, he sent a letter to our students, which I have in my office, and he said in the letter, young people are the future and hope of a country, and the friendship between the people of our two countries needs to be carried forward by the younger generation. So today, we have this glorious table tennis table here, the ping pong table here, that we received from Double Happiness in Shanghai. And we'll have an exhibition at the end. But we're going to do a few things first. We're going to hear from our mayor, Mayor Victoria Woods, who's also a Lincoln High School grad and a good friend of mine and many people in this room. We're going to hear speeches from the ambassador to the United States. Then we're going to hear from the Consul General in San Francisco, and then from our friends in the Sichuan province. And then we also have video recordings from two table tennis champions, one of whom is the executive vice president, I believe, of the International Table Tennis Federation. So it's kind of a packed hour or so, and then we're going to move the TV. We're going to have an opportunity for people to practice on the table up here, take pictures, and Mr. Chow, who helped organize this, my friend Ron Chow. There we go. We have some things to share with people at the end. So anyhow, without further ado, I have Mayor Victoria Woods to say a few words.
As we reflect on the 50 years of ping pong diplomacy between China and America, I too want to take a moment. Ron, where did you disappear to? Oh, there he went. Ron's always moving around. If you know Mr. Chow, he's always moving around. But Ron, I do just want to take this moment really to thank you for pulling this together and for all the work that you do between our two countries. Having a great connection with China, and then living here in the Pacific Northwest in the great city of, well, a little bit outside the great city of Tacoma, but you work in the great city of Tacoma. So we just really want to acknowledge and appreciate you for all of your work. Can we give him a round of applause? As many of you know, we are an international port city with strong ties to China. Since 1982, China's Providence has had a sister city province relationship with Washington State. And since 1994, Tacoma has had a sister cities relationship with Fuzhou. Lincoln High School and the affiliated high school of Fuzhou Institute of Education signed a memorandum of understanding in 2008 to promote faculty, student, cultural, and sports exchanges. Several Lincoln High School teachers and Tacoma School District administrators have since visited Fuzhou for professional exchanges and to teach during breaks. Lincoln High School, which has a large multicultural student population, also has an active sister city club. We have hosted at least 30 delegations from Fuzhou. A delegation from Fuzhou, if many of you remember, visited Tacoma in 2010 to guide and assist with the construction of the Fuzhou Ting in the Tacoma Reconciliation Park. The Ting was completed the following year and has since become a treasured landmark and cultural attraction on our waterfront, and I hope all of you have an opportunity to see it while you're here. 21 years after he personally witnessed the establishment of Tacoma Sister City relationship with Fuzhou as chairman of the Standing Committee of Fuzhou Municipal People's Congress, President Xi made his first presidential visit along with his wife to Tacoma in 2015. When President Xi extended a surprise invitation during that visit for 100 Lincoln High School students, as you already heard it being told, to visit China the following year, that was so special and touched and changed so many lives of kids in our community. With that kind and generous gesture, he helped foster a stronger cultural understanding and connection between our communities. And today, it is an honor to be here with the Chinese Consulate General, the Honorable Wang, as well as Sichuan Province President of Foreign Affairs Director, the Honorable Ms. Miao, and Deputy Director, Mr. Liu. The ping pong table and the paddles on the stage now were donated and delivered from Houston last Saturday. A very special thanks as well to the Chinese ambassador for sending us his well wishes from Washington, D.C. And we are also grateful to hear from the Executive Vice President of the International Table Tennis Federation and the President of the Chinese Table Tennis Association, Mr. Liu, and Chinese National Table Tennis Team Leader, Mr. Ma Long. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts with us this afternoon. Peace through the individual relationships we cultivate with one another. That's what Sister Cities is all about. As we come together globally in the response to COVID, our relationship with Fuzhou, the ancestral home of many Chinese Americans who settled in the Pacific Northwest in the 19th century, has deepened and become even more important during this time. In late January of 2020, the city of Tacoma received requests for medical supplies and resources from its international partners and in Fuzhou, prompting the Tacoma Sister Cities Council to quickly mobilize and provide local community members who wish to help with a secure way to donate funds. More than $1,200 were raised to address the sudden and surging need that existed in China at the time. In February, our Tacoma Fire Department was also able to donate 15,000 disposable medical masks from its reserves, with shipment handled by the Washington State Panda Foundation. The city of Tacoma received thank you letters from its international partners, and at the end of February, followed by efforts of assistance in March of 2020. Fuzhou then turned around and donated 70,000 disposable medical masks and 500 disposable medical gowns to help curb the spread of COVID-19 here in our city. And for that, we are deeply grateful. I look forward to the day when we can overcome the public health and economic crisis. And I will send my best to Beijing for a successful 2022 Winter Olympics. And I look forward to coming through this pandemic and being able to make my very own visit to our sister city in Fuzhou. Thank you so much for this opportunity to be here this afternoon.
It's a national sport. I've been following closely the Houston World Table Tennis Championships in these past few days, especially the two pairs of Chinese and American mixed doubles players. I'm excited to share with you that one of the pairs has won the bronze medal. My congratulations to them for their wonderful performance. Their matches are bringing us back to the memory of ping pong.
外交50周年，我们也希望借此次纪念活动，传承乒乓外交精神，讲述新时期的乒乓外交故事。希望有更多的美国青少年参与乒乓球运动，爱上乒乓球运动，也希望通过乒乓球架起中美青少年友谊和交流的桥梁。
我知道中国国家主席习近平在访问林肯中学的时候，给贵校赠送了乒乓球桌和球具，希望同学们有时间多去打球。我作为国际乒联副主席和中国乒协主席，希望未来看到乒乓球不仅是中国人民最喜爱的运动，也是世界范围内受到欢迎的体育运动。希望世界各地的青少年都有机会多接触乒乓球这项运动，并且未来可能来到中国，和中国球员和爱好者交流，让乒乓友谊世代延续。
您打乒乓球最大的收获是什么？这些收获如何影响了您人生和生活的方方面面呢？
我觉得打乒乓球教会了我很多，不仅仅是打球，还有很多通过乒乓球认识了很多朋友，也了解了很多国家的球员。通过在比赛上，不管是取胜还是失败，顺境还是逆境，都要通过自己来去解决这个问题。我觉得不仅仅是一场比赛的输赢，更多是教会你如何面对胜负观，如何做好心理建设。通过乒乓球的比赛，在自己的人生当中也有很多领悟和感悟。
您和世界各国的球员都建立了友谊，这是否改变了您看待世界的方式？
通过这个国际比赛的舞台，认识了很多朋友，结识了很多球员，特别是国外的一些优秀球员。通过和他们比赛，在场上的斗智斗勇，同时场下大家也是好朋友。所以这个体育赛场上，不仅仅是打球，更多的是通过大家的交流，语言、文化，包括生活习惯，其实点点滴滴，都是在传递着一种友谊。
Come on.
Yeah, one side's better than the other. The light.
Because, he's in DC right now, and here's his statement. I am pleased to welcome you all to the 6th Congressional District. Best wishes on your event, and may the celebration be second only to the commemorate. Special thanks to Lincoln High School for graciously hosting, and to the China National Sports General Administration, Double Happiness, Mr. David Chung, and all of our friends for helping to make today a success. And best wishes to Winter Olympics as well. And thank you, Congressman Kilmer.
Today I turned 68, so I was 18 then. I was finishing up my first semester, and things were a little bit different back then. We was in the midst of the Vietnam War. Relationships between China and the United States were at least very tense. So you have to put this in perspective of what this ping pong diplomacy did, and opening up not only the two countries to each other, but to make a lasting peace. There was an interesting statement made by somebody the other day, a couple years ago, that any country that has a McDonald's franchise in it has never gone to war with each other. And what they were trying to make by that statement is that peace and diplomacy come by having strong business and cultural relationships between countries. And I think the number one thing we can do is have student-to-student exchanges among our high school and college students. That is so important for the next generation, because 50 years from now I can guarantee I won't be here, but I can guarantee my grandson Boone Officer and Miss Rohr and every others will be here. So again, thank you. This is great. Let's do this in another 10 years. I hope to be around then. Thanks.
我姓于，打乒乓球呢，我们在中国就是从小学的时候就开始打，然后呢，工作以后可能中断了一段时间，然后现在呢，我们把就是乒乓球呢就作为一种业余爱好吧，就一直打，我也打了十几年了，所以特别喜欢这个运动，我觉得对，我们这个 既锻炼了身体，又交了很多朋友。特别是乒乓球是我们中国的国球，中国运动员在世界上也取得了很多很好的名次，所以说我们也特别的骄傲，也特别的喜欢这个项目。最近这个世界杯刚刚结束，我们中国运动员也取得了3项冠军，所以我们很高兴。今天
4项冠军，4个冠军。
啊，对。然后今天很高兴到这里来参加这个中美50周年的乒乓外交这个纪念活动。希望在这个比较特殊的这个疫情这个时候，或现在世界这个关系比较复杂的时候，希望我们中美两国的关系会借这个乒乓这个机遇，能够变得越来越好。谢谢。
好，太好了。那您？
我也是比较小的时候就开始接触乒乓球，后来参加校队，上学期间、大学期间也一直在这样运动特别好。我觉得不管是从小打还是到老的接触，对这个人的身体和身心的健康都特别有益。这次我们来到塔科马来参加这个中美建交50周年纪念活动。
乒乓外交50周年。
所以呢，借此机会，我也呼吁这个所有中美乒乓球爱好者，或者是对乒乓球有兴趣的人，参加到这项运动，为这个中美之间的友谊做出自己微薄的力量。
好，讲得很好，谢谢啊。
谢谢。
Can you introduce yourself and your experience of playing ping pong?
My name is Chris Caffey, and I am the president of the Tacoma Table Tennis Club. And I started competitively playing ping pong in 2008. Before that, it was just, playing in the garage, playing, at college kind of thing.
Nice. And what do you think about the 50th anniversary of the ping pong diplomacy?
I think it's fantastic that we can bring two large countries together just from playing a sport. It's the best thing ever.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sir, can you please introduce yourself and what's your experience with ping pong?
My name's Howard Grossman, and I've been playing since 65 years. And I was good friends with John Situng, who helped me do the table tennis ping pong diplomacy. I knew him for many years, and I practiced with him in Beijing many times.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Do you know about him?
Of course, he's the hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let me show you something. I'll come back.
Okay. When you know Zhang Zhedong, were you a player of ping pong in
Yes, I
United
was on the
States?
Canadian team.
Oh.
And I met him in 1963.
Oh. But did you match against him or?
No, just know him as a friend.
Okay. Nice.
Can you read? Would you like to read that?
Sure. 留下瞬间的微笑，激起永恒的回忆。护华德先生对留念，1979年10月，摄于家中庄则栋。Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, I've known him a long time.
Yeah.
He passed away a few years ago.
Oh.
Now, I have a picture here that not many people have ever seen this. I'll show you. Not many people, or nobody has this picture.
Oh.
This was when he was 21.
Oh. Nice.
And do you know who this is?
Yeah.
Li Fuyang.
Oh, Li Fuyang.
Yeah. And
this is you?
was no.
Oh.
This was a world champion before, Victor Barner.
Oh.
But I don't know when this picture was taken. It's a long time ago.
Yes. So when When Zhang Zedong was 21 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the ladies in China thought he was so handsome.
Yes. Yes. And what do you think about the ping pong diplomacy?
Well, it was wonderful because the young man that got on the wrong bus to meet him to start the ping pong diplomacy, I used to play him all the time in California. His name was Glenn Cowan. Unfortunately, he passed away very young. But he and Chan Situng were the ones who started the ping pong diplomacy, and Chairman Mao said, we must invite the American team. And that's how it began.
Wow.
50 years ago.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's your first name?
Howard.
Oh yeah, your first name Howard. Last name?
Grossman. Grossman.
Okay. Wonderful. Very glad to meet you.
Yeah, and I'm glad to still be here to tell you about it.
Yeah, it's very precious.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So can you introduce yourself and your experience of playing ping pong?
So my name is David Lotz, and when I was growing up, my father built a table tennis table for my brother and myself to play on when we would become too loud in the house. And he would send us down to the basement and we would play back and forth. And it was my older brother, but I was better player, but my brother wouldn't finish. He wouldn't stop playing until he won. So we would play for hours, and finally, when I was tired of playing, I would let him win, and then it was all done.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And you...
So I have been playing since I was 6 years old. But I only started playing competitively when I turned 40.
Okay.
Yeah. And Howard has been my coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you are in the Everett Table Tennis Club, right?
Well, yes, we have the Carl Gibson Senior Center where we play table tennis, but we also play at the Seattle Table Tennis Club near Payne Field.
Nice.
Yes.
So you have matches periodically, right? Every year. Every year you have many games.
Yes.
Between each, yeah.
You know, I try to play 2 or 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah. So it's very much a part of my life.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What do you think about the ping pong diplomacy?
Well, I was a college student back then, and it was an amazing story to bring our 2 countries together. And the fellow from America was a bit of a hippie like I was, and so it was fun that that all transpired and had such an impact and brought out the best in our president, Nixon, at the time, who was not one of our favorites, but he did some good things like that, and the environment. He created the Department of Ecology, and so there were some wonderful things that were happening in the 70s.
That's interesting. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay.